Right. So the presentation I want to do is on my desktop, so I'll do that right now. Okay, I have worked on the repository here to create some examples. And first of all, maybe I'll explain briefly again some guidelines, some recommendations on the structure in the repository. So just forget about all these folders you see here in the bottom. So this is something you should set up in a company. Some general folders with general modules inside, and then maybe some specific folders for specific production areas, and some technical modules could come into a special folder where you have some authorization group inside here. I've also some folders in this folder here, where you also see the XS library. So I don't know who of you has checked out this library already. And also a folder for templates. And this template is quite a nice, useful thing. For example, if you want to create a new SXS, you can just copy this one, and this is just a template with a standard destination with a long text already. So you don't have to do all this setup. You just copy this SXS, and then you can start from there. Also quite convenient is a set of parameter lists. And first of all, I've here explained some naming conventions of parameters you should really follow in your project. So this is the structure which is used in the SXS library we offer. It's stands E for export, I for import, L for local, this A for automatic value. I always use a slightly different convention, which is like this. It's slightly shorter. And also, so this X is for all the automatic parameters. Also, this one is quite helpful because we don't have any long text on elements here in the repository. It's quite nice to have one parameter with a long text characteristic, so that you just, and with maybe an underscore at the beginning, so it's always on the top, so that you can maintain any documentation of the standard XStep here, so for the user's reference. And what I did here is some things like maybe your material component data is a nice one, where I just entered the usual suspects of parameters here, also ready with automatic symbol valuation here, so that I don't have to do that all over again for any new similar standard XStep. Yeah, so that's some basic recommendation. So I have worked on these two examples on the commands and events. But hold on, one thing was lost now here. Maybe I find it again. This is the routing I've used. So I'm using the example of a PP production order, because this is brand new. But the same is working similar with the process order, of course. So I'm using the status chain, for example, and it has been gone somewhere here in the SXS library. That's something. Sometimes if you work with the repository and you don't take care, and with the drag and drop mechanism, things easily get dropped somewhere where you don't find it anymore. But if it's a reference somewhere, it's a good way to find out where it is, because that's what I did just now. So I could just check it out here, and then I could see it. So these are this is the plan I've used here for this little example, and maybe I just show you the how it looks like when I'm creating an order. I just prepared one order, so it looks like similar like this here. If you've got any questions, maybe things that haven't been clarified in the last replay of the last session or so, please ask me. I don't want to have this a one-way presentation all the time. Yes. Okay. Anyway, so this is the order with a already generated XStep tree. You can see it here. I'm generating it again, so I am deleting the generation. I'm creating a control recipe for test. I'm sending this new control recipe. Yeah, so that's the new one here. Yeah, this is the remainder of one demo example I've made. Yeah, and I'm closing this here. So these are the different examples I've set up here. So the first example is actually one I've directly taken out from the SXS library, where it has a table here, a sum here, which is updated automatically, and a signature which is locked at this time, right? So what this SXS does, I'm entering a value here, like 10, and it automatically creates a new line, but only if the overall sum of the values is below this target quantity. Yes? So there's already a command and event inside this table. And and if entering this value, I'm coming over this target quantity, and here's again a command and event hidden, which unlocks this signature. So this is just a simple signature in this case. So for those of you who are more on the pharmaceutical background, this would be normally a digital signature with your username and the password. So it's simpler here. So the next example I wanted to show first as how it looks like at the end is let's maybe first discuss this one in the repository so that you see what's behind that. I think that's maybe more convenient. So I'll just switch over to this one. Open up this XStep. So it consists of 3 different instructions here. First one is just a title, so a long text here. That's anyway a good practice or recommendation of mine that you really try to group your modules, your SXS, with in a way that you have a long text at the beginning that create this nice box around the whole thing, so that it's nicely organized. So
the instructions are part of the first long text.
Hold on. This long text here is just creating this text here, this title, and opens up the box. Right. So that's the normal way this PI sheet or instruction sheet is working. Whenever a new instruction with a long text is coming, a new box is opened.
Got it.
Yes? Okay. So the next instruction here is a tabular instruction. So you can see that if you double-click on this element, so you see it's a repeated data request. And inside there, maybe we have a look at the parameter list as well here. In the parameter list. By the way, in your window you see you have a small button at the bottom where you can select scroll. So if it's not large enough for you, you can select that one, and then the system follows my mouse cursor, and you always have 100% view. That's maybe convenient for you. So these are the parameters, and there's one input parameter. So that's a means for parameterizing this standard XStep. In this case, it also has a fixed value with 100. So this is the 100 that you see here, and I've got this value, and it's LT. That means local table value. Yes. And the table you see also here in this flag. So this is a tabular parameter. And you need this tabular parameter, of course, if you want to capture anything within a table. So in this case, this is not a scalar variable, but it is a one-column tabular variable. Okay. And this is just entered here. You see it here. Okay, and here you see two of the commands, and the first one is a quite nice one, which you could use whenever you have a sort of automatic table control, which we have here, because here we don't need actually the plus button here to add a new line, because the system does it automatically for you, and well, to just prevent the users to hit the button anyway to add a lot of new lines maybe, you can just switch that off by this activity hide. By the way, also this is one of our newest system releases, and maybe you find these quite interesting, that you now see here. And at command, for example, that you see which command is executed and on what activity and on what event. So before, maybe also in your systems, you don't see much information here. You always had to enter this to see what kind of command you had here.
Yeah. You
see? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I can also show it here, of course. So this is the trigger, and yeah, that's a convenient event here. By the way, if you want to make sure several things, you want to make sure several things are logged, several instructions, you can always use this event, the document generated event, to just trigger this. Maybe just a brief look into what kind of events we have here. So this is distinguishing between external events and internal events. I have an example of an external event later, so I will wait for that. The internal events you see here, and virtually every type of activity is captured here. So document logged in, for example, document saving is also a nice one I'm using a lot. And yeah, of course, parameter changed is also a quite important one. And yeah, document generated is the one here I've chosen from the top of this list. Yeah, in terms of commands, we can also maybe show what kind of commands you have here. It's a little bit a similar list as the internal events. So roughly for every internal event, there's also a command. not 100%, but approximately. And this one normally is on execute, but on this particular example, it's on hide. That means this command is just hidden and not possible anymore. So also on the front end, you won't see the plus button. Yeah, and the next one here is a command which adds a table line here, and the trigger is now not an event but a formula. So here you see the local table variable I've shown you before. So first it checks that the current values of the current line is not 0, and then it checks the total sum of it, and that's made by this construct here, whether it's below this limit. Yeah, and so that's what is behind this in this table, and in this element here, we again have some commands. So this is an instruction log command on document generated. I mean, I don't have to go into it anymore because I can really just show it here. Only for if it's a formula, I have to show it. So here there's a formula, and again I'm using convenient formula to check whether to open this signature. So whether this total sum is above this limit. Yeah. Any questions on that? So that's already quite a good deal of all this command and event technology in the PI sheet in XStep.
Arno.
Yes.
A question about the formula. When you use parameters from a type characteristic, it is still possible to use them in formulas.
But I didn't get if I'm using parameters of what?
Of a type characteristic. So you have numeric parameters, you have characteristic parameters. You have a date, you have a time.
Yes, it is possible. But of course, if that variable has some character string like ABC, the system will raise some kind of strange error.
Yeah.
But it's well, I tend to always, or at the beginning at least, use always the PPPI short text characteristic, because it's easier. You don't have to care about conversion between numeric values or so. But of course, in the end, you might need to take this more strictly.
What do you mean? I use in the beginning always the short text?
Just when I try something out. So I tend to use the PPI short text for many parameters, although they might be numeric in some sort.
Yeah, and you have no problems with the commands?
No.
With the commands in the formulas? No.
I think I've got an example. If I'm looking at this chain here, so that's the next example I will show. I've got here these status, which I've used this characteristic for. With initial value 0. Just a string. And here on this unlock, for example, I'm using these like this. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes.
So the short text is for me a characteristic, and it is quite possible to use it to consider it as a numeric.
Yeah, I mean, if you make sure from the evaluation of this parameter that you won't evaluate it with some sort of string like ABC, formula will work. Yes.
Yeah. I think I sometimes have problems when the value is initial. So you enter the fixed value now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you don't use this fixed value, he consider it as a 0. I don't.
I'm not sure. Yeah, you really should use here also for the sake of clarity. You should really initialize these here with a number then here. Yes. So not with initial.
Yeah, I don't enter a value. I just set it a no, and I had the impression last time. And for example, I was then working with a lock table line. So the table line is open at the start of the PI sheet, and as soon as I change something to one of these parameters, the table line is locked because this is initial, and the table line was locked when this initial parameter is at 0. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So maybe also it would be a good idea not to use 0 as an equal 0, something like that in the formula, because that might give you this trouble. Maybe just use 1 and 2 or something like that. So just to make
maybe
100% proof. There was also another comment on that, I think. Who was it?
Yeah, it was me. It's exactly what you also occur when I create XSteps, that when we use these parameters, that the initial value is always 0 when you use no fixed values. So we try to avoid the 0 in the commands.
Yes. So and what I did here as well is I didn't use not equal 0 or something like this. I just chosen bigger than 0 to unlock. And for the locking, I didn't use a formula anyway. I just used the event. Yeah. I mean, it becomes more difficult if you want to make it open and closing actions in a certain sequence.
Yeah.
We will see that. Yeah. Okay, maybe let's just have a look at this construct. I've got it here in the next section here. So that's how it looks like. So you see step 2 and 3 are locked, and step 1 is unlocked because there is no command to lock it. Well, this is some sort of data, and this is a signature. And when I sign here, I open up the next step. And there's another thing here that is a little bit tricky, and I will show you here. This uses a function module, a very simple function module, to just pass this information to the next instruction. Because if you just sign this and this is completing this instruction, there's normally no way that this instruction here knows about it. Yes. So what I do here is I'm using a function module here, and the only thing what this function module does is it takes this parameter here, that one, and writes it to this parameter. So it's just one line of coding, and I'm just executing this. So I'm writing the value 1 to this status when this process instruction is completing. Yes. So this is quite convenient to capture these type of process instruction completion events, if you want. Any questions on that?
No.
We could still use those even in earlier versions then.
Sure. I mean that many of the things I show actually in terms of functionality here in the PI sheet is not even really fixed to XSteps. You can also do that with the process instruction characteristics because the XSteps didn't really add real functionality to the PI sheet. It's just a means of technology and much easier definition of the PI sheet. Yes. And of course you can also I can show you how this would look like approximately if you would do it with normal process instruction characteristics. You see, it's quite a nasty coding block, and this is something you really avoid when you use XStep, because it's just looking like this. Yeah, that's this example here. I'm signing this as well. And the last one here is an example where I'm using external events. So what I'm doing here, it's just a test input, so nothing special, and a long text here. One thing I want also to mention is if you place your elements here, if it's just text output or text input, it's clear how that they have to have some sort of sorting inside. But you really should also group the commands that are sort of at the beginning. You should put on the top, and things that are at the end, maybe here in the status change here, that this function module that is at the end or on the completion of this instruction, you should set at the end, so that you also have a nice structure here. This helps you a lot. Anyway, so here we again have this process instruction on the event document generated, so that's nothing special. And I've got a process instruction unlock on an external event, and this is maybe something I need to drill down a little bit. So it looks like this, and you can see you can just write something here, and the reason for that is also, if I'm clicking here on external events, there are a lot of folders here, so you could also use some sort of external system like OPC, value changed event, or alarms and event stuff here. But what I want to show here is just this internal broadcasting event, and this looks like this. And maybe I'm just copying this to demonstrate this. So if I'm double-clicking here, it looks like this, and these ampersand signs here indicate that you really must or should really specify some sort of name here of your choice in this case, because a broadcast is something you really can create on your own, and I will show you just after this. So this is the trigger 1 I'm using for the unlock, and I use the trigger 2 for the locking command. Yeah. Okay, and here you see that the test input is locked, and then I'm using a report. It is you can see it here. It's this report, so it's available also in your systems. It's quite an old one. That you can use for read any data point from internal or also OPC, and write also data points. And in this case, I can also do the same thing here. So broadcast, send, category, and what you have to do, of course, is to replace this category with the name you've chosen at the event as in your definition before. So long story, but now I will show it. So I'm choosing the trigger 1, which should unlock this element here, and you see it's unlocked. I can enter something here, and I go back, choose the other, and by just choosing any name here, I just create this event. So it's just immediately created when I send this, and now it's locked again. Yeah. Any question on that?
Hi, Arne. What is the meaning of this value you assign to this trigger?
The value. Yeah. If you receive a broadcast event, you can also immediately read the data of that event. So you can fire an event and also provide some data with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't do that here, but that's also possible.
Mm-hmm.
that was it for what I've prepared for this command and event stuff. So we've still got 20 minutes left. Any new ideas? What you want to see, and any stuff? And maybe also something you'd like to share with the others, some experiences of yourself.
Arne, can you hear me?
Yes.
If you look at the list of the participants, I'm the last one with unknown. Actually, I had some problems with my audio, so I called the number. So I'm on the phone actually, so I'm following the video on the screen. Jorge Valdivia, no, the name is from Deloitte.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe we can talk a little bit offline later about the technique, but. I'm for the first.
So you don't see the video, but
I see the video. I see the video. So I go in with the log.
You're the unknown. Okay.
I'm the unknown. I just called the number and gave the participant code.
Are you the participant with this weird telephone number on it?
No, I'm staying at the last one. Unknown dial in.
Yeah, but you must. If you see the video, you must be somebody of the.
Yeah, I'm the other one, the upper down, the core name. But I don't know for what reason I cannot. I'm not hearing. Should I try again?
But you can hear me.
I can hear you, but I'm on the phone.
Yeah. That's why what it should be.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, okay. So just as an input so I'm the first time here in the cafe, and in my case, if you remember, I was with a colleague months ago because of the Ecolab project.
Yeah, I remember. Yes,
and you know that we don't work with PI sheets, but with a control recipe, and we are sending via XS, of course, the process instructions to external systems. So that's what I've seen until now. It's very different functionalities from what I can use, what I have in the case when I create instructions in the recipe and send it.
Exactly, because if you send information to external systems, it's just a set of parameters actually.
Right.
You don't have this type of
input and
validation stuff and all these things.
So for me, it's basically very interesting to see what other possibilities you have with the PI sheets. Just maybe as an input for the next time, I could be very interested on the body for valuation and the generation of the symbols. I think that's probably a thing which is part of PI sheet too, no? Because we do have this for the.
I will make a poll at the end to see what we can do at the next session maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I'm preparing a little bit as I did it today, and then we talk about it. Yeah. Of course, the body stuff is quite technical.
It's quite technical.
You need to go into some classes, some ABAP, even ABAP objects.
Right.
So I will scratch it only a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
But just to show the principle, I can do that next time. I think this time it's not enough time now to dive into that. What about the others? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question for this body for valuation and generation. Is there also some documentation available? Because I did not find anything in the SAP help and also not in the training documents for XStep. So.
Yeah, I'm afraid not. Yes, I think there's no detailed documentation. But that is also on my list to provide some of this documentation. I did do something when I was a consultant, and maybe I can work on that a little bit and make it nicer, and then we can maybe publish it on the SDN. But we can put the emphasis maybe next time on that. Yeah. Maybe in the meantime I can also and anything I on the system I shall show more something.
Well, I have. I'm on 4.6c, so I don't have access to use XSteps.
Yes.
But what I was wondering is there, I guess, any documentation to how to port things from, particularly the locking one step from a previous step? That's something I have need of right now, and we tend to write a validation function at every single signature to obtain that same functionality.
Yeah. The problem is that with 4.6c you really have a very limited set of functionality in terms of you don't have commands and events at all, basically. So the only thing you have that is a little bit like that is the validation function module.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what many customers do on that, or did on that release, that they use the function module you can provide in the validation when you enter a value to do much more other things on this event when you enter a new value. So that's the only way in 4.6c where you can do something like eventing, and it's not nice. I don't know what. Do you have any plans for upgrading in the future?
In the distant future, yes.
Very distant. Okay.
About 2 years.
2 years. Oh. Yeah. I mean, so you should, if you want to look at that, you can check out the documentation in the help portal, SAP Help, for a newer release. So there you can see how this will work. But for your current release, well, it's difficult.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe if you don't want to see something more in the system, I can again go into this presentation and share some new slides I've prepared here. Go through this a little bit. This is all about the electronic work instructions, and I don't know who of you have seen this slide. Maybe somebody is interested. I can put it on our share here, where I explain a little bit what the PI sheet does, and also all these nice slides here with all the architectural structure. These are also quite new. I've created them when I was in Sapphire. So there you see the different types of master data and transaction data here in the PP or PPPI module, and next slide even visualizes a little bit more. So you see all this folder structure here. You see that you can reference or copy here. So it's quite a nice representation. So anybody interested in that, maybe I will just put that on the next time. I can provide this as a PDF maybe.
That'd be great.
Yes, it would be good. Yeah.
It also shows a little bit here how the life cycle of an XStep is going from XStep repository through the routing in this case, and the production order, and how the work instruction is set up. Well, okay, let's go a little bit to. We still have 10 minutes. So any more input, comments, any experience you want to share?
Arne, I don't know how the others think about it, but the one with the broadcast, can you explain it somewhat more in detail? I mean, in what application you would have used it, or?
Yes.
I don't know whether the others are interested in that, but.
Yeah, I can just a little bit elaborate on that if you want.
Yeah.
The broadcast mechanism is something which you can use to distribute information to many PI sheets. And that's what a broadcast actually does, of course. So that also means if you remember that PI sheet here, if I have another PI sheet with the same broadcast event listening, I would open and close the same instruction twice. Yeah? So, but I can so that a little bit limits the usage of it, because of course you want to maybe trigger a specific PI sheet.
Yeah.
There's one use case I have created for a customer, which was a user badge a reading mechanism. So they have in the all over the plant, they have got the badges, with an RFID tag inside, and they've got readers, of course, and they created a small program that read the ID of that card and transferred that via RFC to the ERP, and then with some sort of custom tables, they've mapped that and made sure that and that they mapped whether this user is really allowed to work on that PI sheet that is currently working on. Right? And then if he's not allowed to work on it, the PI sheet is locked. Yeah, and if the card is drawn away also, then also the PI sheet is locked, and that is done with a broadcast event. And there, of course, we had to find a way to really address a specific PI sheet with this broadcast, and there we just decided to use the process order number and the 2-digit control recipe destination in this broadcast event. By this, we could make sure that only a specific PI sheet would listen to that broadcast.
Yeah.
So that was a nice thing. I don't know, at GSK, Martin, you're also using the badges, I think, to control the PI
you mean
sheet?
that... No. RFID is not used in that sense, in fact, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it could be an ID. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, thank you.
By the way, last time there was a suggestion whether we could have an own forum category in the SCM under the SCMPP forum. I posted a new thread to that forum asking whether there is some need for it, but there was no reply at all. So I guess it's better that we keep it that way, because if it's a sub forum there and nobody wants to go in there, then it really makes much sense. Maybe I'd like to do some more polling for next time while we are. Let's just prepare this. So these are the commands and events is of course we did cover today. So maybe you can also again check out what you want to hear next time. Okay. Yeah. So body is a
good point.
Good point. Okay. So I will do something there. So I will just mention this here. Next topic is copy that here. Okay. right.
Next time it will be on Wednesday, the 2nd July.
I would say so. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, there was a question?
Yeah, here's Michael. I would be interested in the process messages and the possibilities. I'm not sure if this could be covered also in this round. For example, at the moment I cannot find a process message which creates a batch and evaluates a batch at the same time.
Yeah, I think we had a discussion in development there. For the others, this is a PP-related topic. You're talking about production order, yes?
Yeah.
PP-related steps. Yeah. Since this is quite new, we still missed some points also for PP where we don't have some convenient valuation symbols or. Maybe also some process messages are missing.
But I think even in PI, it's not in process industries. It's missing as well to create a batch and to evaluate it at the same time.
The problem here is you have so many different batch classes available also at one customer side that you would need a real clever mechanism to cover all this, you know. Because how would you set up this message? I find it difficult to really say, okay, this is how it is done in a very generic way, you know. So
at our customers, they always use batch class 23.
Yeah, but all the classes are flexible in theory, right? So there might be some classes that might be used as is, yes. But let's take this discussion maybe also offline because that might be too specific.
Okay.
Or unless any other of the attendees here is interested in that. Yeah. Okay, so. Maybe any feedback on this session compared to the last session? Do I have to improve in some points, or can you give some feedback, please?
For me, this was okay. This is the content is very good.
Yeah, also for me, we use a lot of internal comments, but no, external comments, so to see it working is interesting.
Okay, so I mean, 4.6c is really a little bit off my topics, because many things I normally do with PI sheet is really done with many commands and eventing and also the XSteps is much easier to handle. But of course, if you got any interesting topic that does not cover use these commands and events, we can also try to discuss that in this forum. So it's called XStepCafe, but anyway, if it's just something concerning PI sheet, maybe also a suggestion is like style sheet. Style sheet could also be a topic where we could look into.
If we're looking for
very technical topic, but
but maybe then we can invite some people who manage the style sheets.
I can do it. I mean, but it's for a one-day session. It's really hard to really dig into enough detail, and also for in terms of know how you need to understand what happens. It's not easy because when I explain this, I really don't want to explain what XML is, how a style sheet is really working, because that could also cover half a day.
Yeah.
So if we agree to do that style sheet, maybe some people will be bored quite soon.
If we're expanding this to outside of XSteps, then one of the issues that I've run across is use of relationships between phases, that they don't always work the way you anticipate, particularly if you have two phases that are predecessors to the same phase.
One thing here I have to mention concerning the XSteps is that this is not working at all with the XSteps. Somehow this was missed when we implemented this, and we couldn't get it also into the new portfolio planning for next enhancement pack. So hopefully we can do it next time. But if you've got if you say something is not working as it should, that might really be a topic you should do in OSS message. Yeah. So last time I had also a reply via mail that went into the same category, so I had to say, okay, please raise a message for that, because that really sounds like an error for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If there are no further questions, I will end this session for today. If you have any suggestions after this, you can also send me a mail, of course, to make suggestions. And then have a good time, good night, good morning, good day, wherever you are.
Okay. Good night, Artie.
And goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.